morning. Today we are going to continue with the chapter regression, right? And this is the third video on regression. In the previous two videos, we have learned the method of calculating the regression coefficient when the line of regression is given. When the line of regression is given, we can calculate the regression coefficient. So that was type 1 question, right? For writing the regression coefficient from the line of regression, what we have done is we wrote the equation in the slope and y-intercept form. We made the formula for y and then we made the formula for x, right? And then from the coefficient of x and y, we have calculated the regression coefficient. Clear? So that was type 1 question. Now we are moving on to type 2 question, where we will have ungrouped data. This is for ungrouped data or for the raw data. We will learn the method of calculating the regression coefficient if we have ungrouped set of data. Clear? Now in this video, along with the regression coefficient for the ungrouped set of data, we will also learn how to write the line of regression or equation of regression line. Is this very clear? In the type 1 question, in the previous videos, you used to have the line of regression and then you calculated the regression coefficient. Now here we will be calculating the regression coefficient and also we will learn how to write the line of regression or the equation of regression line for the ungrouped set of data. So first of all, to enter into the exercise before, we need to have the formula. We need to know the formula. So I am showing you the formula. The regression coefficient for ungrouped data or the raw data. This is the formula which can be used for calculating the regression coefficient. This is the regression coefficient of y on x. The regression coefficient of y on x. Clear? So this is n is the number of data. Then sum of all the product of x and y. Then sum of all the x into sum of all the y. Denominator n into summation of x square, sum of all the x square minus square of the sum of all the x. Clear? So in the beginning, just now, when I'm talking to you only about the formula, you will not get any understanding. You will not get any clear picture that what it is talking about. But when I use this formula with the question, then everything will be clear. So my suggestion will be, please, you will write down all this formula on a piece of paper and then later on you can enter it into the formula notebook. Clear? So this is the formula for calculating the regression coefficient of y on x, and then this is the regression coefficient of x on y. Now the difference between these two formula is the numerator part of this, both the formula are same. Clear? Now this is because the regression coefficient of y on x, that means in the denominator we will have the x term. And this is the regression coefficient of x on y. So we will have the denominator as y. Clear? So when the first one is y, denominator will be x, and here the first one is x, so the denominator will be y. So these are some techniques that you can remember this formula. Formula is easy. After solving for some few questions, we will be able to remember this. Otherwise, in the exam, this formula will be at the end of the question paper. Now, so after you have learned calculating the regression coefficient, then we also need to know how to calculate or how to write the equation of line of regression. Clear? So for writing the line of regression, equation of line of regression, right? You can have two line of regression. One we can have y on x. One line of regression we can have y on x. Clear? In that case, this is the formula. Because y on x, so you should start with y. So y minus y mean is equal to regression coefficient of y on x and then x minus x mean. Another regression line will be x on y. X on y. Clear? So here we will have x minus x mean is equal to regression coefficient of x on y and y minus y mean. So for the time being, you can just have this on a piece of paper Now when I'm going to begin the question, you will be able to know that how to use and when to use. Am I well understood? So today our topic will be, we are moving on to a type 2 question, where we will first of all be calculating the regression coefficient for the ungrouped set of data, and for the same data we are also going to learn how to write the equation of line of regression. Is this very clear? Now before I move on to the question part, I will remind you that the question, when you are given the ungrouped set of data, right? When you are given ungrouped set of data, sometime they will ask you to write down both the equation, both the two line of regression. They may ask you to write the two line of regression. That means we will have to calculate the equation of line of regression of y on x and also on x on y. And sometimes they will specify that you have to write the line of regression only y on x or x on y. Clear? And then third one, in this they can add one more technique is another thing can be added in the question is write the equation of line of best fit. Write the equation of line of best fit. So please remember, whenever the question is to find the equation of line of best fit, that means they are asking us to calculate the equation of line of regression of y on x. For the line of best fit, we will only calculate this equation. Clear? So after this, we are moving on to the question. Now, the first question we are moving on to is question number 9. Question number 9. Look at the question. Question number 9 says, find the regression coefficient of y on x. So here it is made very clear that we are asked to write the regression line of y on x. Okay. So to do that, we are given some information. So first of all, let us write down the information. The informations that we have is summation of x is equal to 24, summation of y is equal to 44, then sum of all the product of x and y is equal to 306, summation of all the x square is equal to 164, summation of all the y square, summation of all the y square is equal to 574, and n is equal to 4. N is equal to 4. All right. Now, the question is to write the regression line of y on x. Regression coefficient. Question is to calculate the regression coefficient of y on x. Regression coefficient of y on x. That means we are asked to calculate byx. This is the question. Clear? For the ungrouped set of data. Right? You have the data in this form, you have the informations in this form, and these informations are to use only for the ungrouped set of data. So we need to know the formula. Okay? So the formula is, for calculating the regression coefficient for the ungrouped set of data, the formula is n into, just now I give you the formula, this is x into y minus sum of all the x into sum of all the y. Clear? You know that I told you right now, when you are calculating the regression coefficient, right, whether it is y on x or it is x on y, the numerator part is same. So you don't have to worry about the numerator part. Numerator part is always same. Now denominator part. Denominator part you have to be careful because that will differ. So when you are calculating the regression coefficient of y on x, that means in the denominator we will have the x part, because the first one is y, therefore the denominator part will be x. Therefore we will have sum n into sum of x square minus sum of all the x whole square. So this is the formula which we can use and we can calculate. So all these informations now we will get from the question. Clear? So let us begin. N is 4 into summation of x, product of x and y, that is 306, minus sum of all the product of x, that is 24, into sum of all the product of y, that is 44, divided by n is again 4, into sum of all the x square. Where is x square? This one. So into 164, minus sum of all the x, that is 24, and its whole square. So 24 whole square. Are you finding it difficult? It's very simple, no? This is one of the easy question. And then we can now here in this question the formula, if you remember, or you don't have to remember because it will be given in the question paper only. So if you are able to select the right formula and then put the values, and then if you can use the calculator very carefully, because these questions are easy but calculation is more, therefore there is chances of error. So we can now start calculating and get the answer. So 4 into 306 is equal to 1224. Is this very clear? Then minus 24 into 44 is 1056, divided by 4 into 164 is 656. 656. Am I clear? And then 24 square means 576. 576. Now find the difference of these two, and the difference of these two will come 168, and the difference of the denominator will come 80. Is it okay? Now let us simplify. These two are divisible by 8. So 8 10s are 80, and 8 2s are 16, and then 1. So this is coming as 21 over 10, and therefore the answer is 2.1. So this becomes your regression coefficient of y on x. So this is just an introductory question from where we have learned how can we calculate the regression coefficient for the ungrouped set of data. Am I understood? Is this question very clear? This is question number 9. Now the next question we are taking is question number 10. Look at question number 10. Question number 10 says, for observations of pairs of the variable x and y. Now we are given some observations, right? We are given some observations, same as question number 9, right? Here also we are given the observations. And the observations you can see from the question that summation of x is equal to 125, summation of y is equal to 100, summation of x square is 1650, and so and so and so. So all the observations are given. Now the first question is, there are two parts of this question. First part is find the equation of the line of regression of x on y. So it is specified. This is made very clear that which equation you have to form. You have to form the equation of line of regression of x on y. So first of all, our focus will be to calculate the line of regression of x on y. And another part is find the value of x if y is equal to 5. Okay. So we will begin this question. Now, first of all, I will tell you, since we have to write the regression line of x on y, right? So we will try to remember the formula and we'll write the formula, right? Equation of line of regression of x on y. This is your question, right? So we need to have the formula. The formula for writing the equation is x minus x1, x minus x mean is equal to bxy, right, into y minus y mean. So this will be the formula. This will be the formula. Is this very clear? Now, when you look at the question and then look at your equation that you need to find out, right? There are 5 things to be calculated. Directly, we are not in a position with the given observation also, we are not in a position to directly write down the equation. Are you getting my point or not? When you look at the informations given in the question, you cannot use those informations directly to write down the equation. Is this okay? The problem is, we have many things, but do I have x mean? Look at the observations. No. Do you have the regression coefficient of x and y? Look at the information. Answer no. Do you have the y mean? Answer is no. So these are the three things which needs to be calculated, and only after calculating these three things we will be in a position to write down the equation of line of regression of x on y. Hope I am able to make you clear. Okay, so let us first of all prepare all these things. Is it okay? So x mean will be calculated how? By having the sum of all the x divided by n. This gives you the x mean. Clear? And the sum of all the x is 125. Clear? And then the value of n is given as equal to 5. Is this all right? Sorry, 25. The value of n is given as equal to 25. Therefore, your x mean is coming equal to 5. Am I very clear? Likewise, we will calculate the y mean. Y mean is equal to sum of all the y divided by again n. And sum of all the y is 100, and this is divided by once again 25, and therefore your y mean is equal to 4. So now you are ready with these two values. Now what is left is regression coefficient of dxy, of x on y. So let us calculate first of all that regression coefficient of x on y. First of all, I will show you the formula. N into sum of all the product of x and y minus sum of all the x into sum of all the y divided by, because this is regression coefficient of x on y, the first is x, therefore in the denominator we will have the y term. So n summation of y square minus summation of y whole square. This is the formula, right? I am giving you the formula also so that you are able to connect yourself. Clear? Now we will have the values. So let us calculate. N is 25, right? Sum of all the product of f and x is given 50 minus sum of all the x is given as equal to 125, and then sum of all the y is given as equal to 100. Am I clear? Now in the denominator we will have again n, which is once again 25. Sum of all the y square is 1500 minus sum of all the y square, that is sum of all the y is 100. So it's a square. Is it all right? Now we can calculate. So 25 5s are 125 and then 0 minus 125 into 100. It's coming equal to 12500 divided by 25 into 1500. 25 into 1500 is equal to 37500. And then this 100 square is 10,000. 1, 2, 3, 4. Clear? Now simplification. So in the numerator, when you simplify, your result is coming as minus 11250. Use the calculator very carefully. Denominator, you can even cross check my calculation if I make mistake anywhere. 37500 minus 10,000. So it will come as 27,500. Clear? Now when you simplify, your answer is coming as equal to 0.408. So I can write this as 0.41. Now you can see here, you have now prepared everything for your line of regression. So we can say now, therefore the required equation of line of regression of x on y, right? You know the formula is this formula. So in this formula we will put the value. So x minus x mean. X mean how much? Is 5. Is equal to bxy, we calculated minus 0.41. Minus 0.41 into x minus, y minus y mean. So y minus y mean, and y mean we calculated how much? 4. Now we need to simplify. So this left hand side, when we simplify, it is coming minus 0.41, right, y, and then this will become plus 0.41 into 4. 0.41 into 4. It will come as equal to 1.64. It will come as equal to 1.64. Clear? Now we need to do the arrangement. So when you do the arrangement, this y will come to this side and this y will go to the other side. So this becomes x plus 0.41 y is equal to 5 goes to the other side, will become positive and it will be added to 1.64, and finally your answer will be 6.64. 6.64, and this becomes your equation. This becomes your equation. Am I very clear? So this we have calculated. This is the end of your part 1. Clear? Now the another part of this question is, there is another part also of this question. So let us see that another part of this question with a different color. The another part of question is, another part of the question says, estimate the value of x if y is equal to 5. So when y is equal to 5, we have to find the value of x. Clear? So what we can do is, this value of y, we can put it here and we can calculate the value of x. We will put the value of this y in this equation and we can calculate the value of x. So let us do that. So x, this color is not very good. Maybe I can do it with the third color. This is x, now plus 0.41 into 5 is equal to 6.64. Am I clear? So you can see we need to multiply the two and then send it to the right side. So this is x is equal to 6.64, and then minus, when you multiply these two, this is coming as 2. This is positive, when it goes to the other side it will become negative, and the product of these two will be 2.05, right? And therefore the value of your answer is 4.59. So this is the value of your x for y is equal to 5. Now the next question is question number 1. This is again ungrouped data question. This is the raw data question. Look at question now. This question is ungrouped data question, and then here we have the question in the form of class mark, right? We have 2 rows. These 2 rows can be seen as column also, right? So the question could be in the row form or in the column form. It does not make any difference. This is just a matter of writing your in any style. Okay, so you can just see that we have the values of x and we have the values of y. Clear? So with these values of x and y, the question is to determine the equation of a straight line which best fits the data. Best fits the data. Best fits the data. I told you, when you have this term, that means you are supposed to write the first line of regression, that is the regression line of y on x. That is the meaning of line of best fit. Clear? So we are now going to begin question number 1. Now question number 1 is to write down the line of best fit. Line of best fit. I told you that what is the meaning of line of best fit. That means you have to write the line of regression of y on x. So since the main question is to write down the line of best fit, so I am writing the formula first of all, which will give me some idea. Line of regression of y on x. Since I understand the meaning of line of best fit, whenever the question is to write down the line of best fit, that means we have to find out the line of regression of y on x, right? Or the equation of line of regression of y on x. And the formula for this one is y minus y mean is equal to byx and then x minus x mean. Because if I have this formula, this is my main question, and then if I know the formula, I will be able to calculate all the things that is required. Is it okay? This is the ungrouped set of data. So how I'm going to calculate it? Now I need to have the y mean, I need to have this x mean, then also I need to have the regression coefficient. How can I have the regression coefficient? Let me write down the formula for the y mean and x mean is very easy. Sum of all the y divided by the total number of data. The number of data is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7. So sum of all the x divided by 7 will give me this value. Sum of all the y divided by 7 will give me this value. So value calculating this y mean and x mean is not a problem. The problem is calculating the regression coefficient. So I will first of all immediately try to have the formula for the regression coefficient. This regression coefficient is n into sum of all the product of x and y minus sum of all the x, sum of all the y divided by n into sum of all the y square. Sorry, this is y. So this will be sum of all the x square minus sum of all the x whole square. Because if I have the formula, I will know that what I need in the table. Clear? This will give me very clear idea. Otherwise, unnecessary thing I will go on calculating and it will be wastage of my time. So for the need xy, so I need to have our xy column. XY column. Clear? So let me first of all calculate this. XY column will be 10, 10, 100. Right? Then 12 into 22 is 264. Then 13 into 24 is 312. Then 15 into 27 will be 405. Then 17 into 27, 493. 493. Then 20 into 33, 660. And 25 into 37 will be equal to 925. 925. So I completed this task, right? Now from this table I will be able to get this, I will be able to get this, and then also this. Now this also is already there, we can have it. Only this part is missing. That means we need to have the sum of all the x square. That means I need to have another row x square column. Clear? So x square column, I am going to have the square of all this, right? So here this will be 10 square means 100, 12 square means 144, 13 square means 169, 15 square means 225, 17 square means 289, 20 square means 400, and then 25 square means 625. Am I very clear? So my table work is complete. This is the table work. So I will draw a line so that you get a clear picture. This is all the table line. Now here I need to have the sum of all these terms in this row, third row, and also fourth row. Because all these terms we have in the terms of sum. So sum of all the x is equal to 112. Clear? Sum of all the y is 182. 182. Sum of all the product of x and y is 3159. And sum of all the x square we have is 1952. Clear? You can please cross check it. Now we are going to first of all find out this one. So n, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Clear? Now also let me have the value of this y mean and x mean. Okay, so x mean, here I will calculate. X mean means it will be sum of 100 and all the x 112 divided by 7. So this is coming equal to 16. And y mean is the sum of all the y, that is 182 divided by 7. So this will come 26. Is this all right? Now we know x mean and y mean. Byx we are going to calculate. So n is 7. Sum of all the product of x and y is 3159 minus sum of all the x 112. Sum of all the y 182 divided by n is again 7. Sum of all the x square is 1952 minus sum of all the x 112 and its square, so its square is equal to, now we have to use the calculator. Using the calculator you can simplify all this. I'm not going to show you the whole simplification. This is all you can use the calculator at one go only, right? You don't have to calculate part wise, and finally you can get the answer of this part, and the answer of this part will be equal to 1.54. This become your regression coefficient of y on x. Now look here, you have all the informations ready for writing your equation. Clear? So therefore the required equation or line of best fit, whatever you say, y minus y mean. Y mean is how much? 26 is equal to byx is 1.54 into x minus x mean, and x mean is 16, right? Now let us calculate. 1.54 into x is 1.54x. Am I very clear? Now we will multiply 1.54 into 16. This answer will come 24.64. Clear? Now rearrangement. So y will go to the other side, because this is the first term, this will be first term, and I would like to have this as positive. You can write it in any way you want, or better if you can write this as a y slope and y-intercept form also, you can leave. Clear? So writing final answer, equation does not matter, okay? You can write in any way. So I am going to write this 1.54x minus 24.64, and this goes to the other side, will become plus 26. Am I very clear? So this will be what? Now this is negative, this is positive, so we have to find the difference, and therefore your answer will be y is equal to 1.54, right, x, and then the answer will be 26 minus 24.64, so it will come as 1.36. This is your equation. This is the equation of line of best fit. Am I understood? Now we are moving on to the last question for the day, question number 12. Look at question number 12. This is again ungrouped data question. When you see such type of question, these questions are all ungrouped data question. So we will be now in the previous question, in previous two questions you have already seen how do we calculate the regression coefficient or the equation of line of regression for the ungrouped set of data. So this question number 12 is almost the same as question number 1. Clear? Now here also we have the two rows, the values of x and the values of y. Clear? Now in question number 1, you were asked to calculate only the line of best fit. That means you calculated only one line of regression, that was y on x. Now this time the question says very clearly that find the equation of two line of regression. That means we have to find out both the line of regression of y on x and x on y. So here we have to have the double work. Clear? Only the amount of work will be double, rest all the things are very simple. So we are going to begin question number 12. This is the question part of number 12. We have the values of x and y, and we have to write down both the equations, line of regression of y on x and x on y. Clear? So we will have little more calculation in this. If you remember, if you compare this question with the previous question, you calculated, after this you calculated only two more rows. One was the product of x and y, and another was the x square column. Clear? And this time we will have to have one more extra rows and a row, that is the y square column. So let us have first of all the product of x and y. Then we will also calculate x square column, and then we will calculate y square column. So this information will be enough. Up to here, if you calculate, you will be able to get all the things that you need for your two equations. Is it okay? So xy, product of this 7, 6 2s are 12. The numbers are very small, so calculation is easy. 5 3s are 15, 4 4s are 16, and 5 3s are 15. Am I clear? So this is now x square. So 1 square is 1, 2 square is 4, 3 square is 9, 4 square is 16, and 5 square is 25. Very simple. Now y square, 7 square is 49, 6 square is 36, and 5 square is 25, 4 square is 16, and 3 square is 9. Is this all right? After this, at the end, we need to have the sum of all the x. So when you add all this is coming as equal to 15. Sum of all the y is coming as 25. Sum of all the product of x and y coming 65. 65. Sum of all the x square is coming 55. Sum of all the y square is coming as 135. No? So what is this? This is the sum of all the x. What is this? Sum of all the y. What is this? Sum of all the product of x and y. This is sum of all the x square. And what is this? This is the sum of all the y square. I wrote this also so that it will become easy for you. Now, we are going to find out the equation. I will write in shortcut. Equation y on x. Equation y on x. Okay. Now the equation of y on x will be y minus y mean is equal to byx into x minus x mean. Okay. Another equation I will write little it. Now, for finding this value, I need to have the value of y mean, x mean, and then byx. Is this all right? So this also we are going to calculate. We are going to calculate here in the corner. So x mean and y mean. X mean will be 15 divided by what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 item. So 5 is equal to 3. Y mean is equal to 25 divided by 5 is equal to 5. And then sum of all the product. Sorry. Now after this we need to have the byx. Is this okay? So byx also I will calculate here itself. Byx, you know now. Now I am not going to write the formula because I have less space. It is n. N is 5. 5. Then into sum of all the product of f, x and y. That is 65. Minus sum of all the x, that is 15, and sum of all the y is 25, divided by sum of all the x square. N is again 5, and sum of all the x square is 55, minus sum of all the x 15, and then its square. Is this all right? So 5 into 65. 5 into 65 will come 325. 325 minus 15 into 25 is 375, divided by 55 into 5 is 55 into 5 is 275, minus 15 square is 225. 225. Is this okay? So now this will come minus 50. Denominator will come 50. Your answer is minus 1. So this becomes the value of your byx. Alright. Likewise, now I will also calculate the value of bxy. Because this information will be enough for me to write down this equation, because and then after this I have to write down the another equation also. Therefore, for the another equation with these two, I will also need this one. Therefore, I am keeping all the things ready beforehand. So this is numerator part will be same only. Numerator part I am not going to do anything. Just I will write minus 50. Denominator part only will change. So it will become 5 into this is the x is, this is the sum of all the y square. Sum of all the y square. 5 into 135 minus this is sum of all the y square, that is 25 square. 25 square. So this becomes minus 50. Now 135 into 5 is 675 and this is 625. So this also is minus 50 over 50 and finally this answer also is minus 1. So both the regression coefficients are coming same. Is it okay? Now we are going to complete the equation. So y minus y mean calculated 5 is equal to byx calculated minus 1 into x minus x mean calculated 3. Clear? So this becomes minus x and this becomes plus 3. Finally, you can do the rearrangement and you get the equation. So x comes to this side will become positive. This is plus y, right? This minus 5 goes to the other side, which will become 8. So this becomes your first equation, and this equation is equal line of regression of y on x. Am I understood? Now I am going to calculate equation of x on y. So that formula will change. Here it will become x minus x mean is equal to bxy into y minus y mean. Now x minus x mean is calculated 3 is equal to minus bxy is again minus 1, y minus y mean, and y mean is what? Minus 5. Now simplify. This will come minus y and this will come plus 5. Now again rearrangement. So x plus y will become positive because it comes to the left side, minus 3 will go to the other side. So it will become equal to 5 plus 3 is equal to 8. So this is your equation. Here we are very fortunate that both the equation of regression of y on x and x on y are coming same. Is this okay? So this is the one part of your question. We completed the two line of regression. Now the last part of this question is also we have to find the value of y when x is equal to 3. Find the value of y when x is equal to 3. Find the value of y. So we can use any one of these two, right? So when at x is equal to 3.5, right? Your x plus x is 3.5. We are putting in this equation, or this equation both is same only. 3.5 plus y is equal to 8. This implies your y is equal to 8 minus 3.5, and therefore your answer is 4.5. So this is the completion of your question number 12. Is this okay? So from in this video we have learned how to calculate the regression coefficient and how to calculate the line of regression of y on x and x on y for the ungrouped set of data. You need very good practice of the same 4 questions you can do, okay? And then later on I will give you the assignment. Thank you so much for watching the video. Take care and enjoy learning maths. Thank you.